AI. People were saying AI could do the impossible, like find the cure for cancer or do my dishes. Turns out all it does now is give you the wrong solution for the most basic question. Why did my wife Deborah leave me?
I'm really sorry to hear that. Why did she
Because I
leave you?
replaced her with you.
That's a creative joke. I'm
That
here to
wasn't
chat
a
anytime you
joke. Okay, now let me ask you a question that, anyone who has actually watched anime before will know the answer to. Which one of these anime are AI generated? Wrong. They are actually both AI, and you can tell a little more if I show the full version that isn't cropped. The problem is that at a glance, these screenshots don't really look half bad. The individual, lines and fingers do look a little weird, but these are problems that will get fixed in like 2 seconds. As a programmer, AI has completely changed the way I work. Instead of spending 2 hours browsing Stack Overflow forums for the right answer, I just use a free program that can generate code for me on the fly. But recently, I've started noticing that AI is able to generate art that doesn't actually look too bad. Like this Hatsune Miku drawing that I 100% thought was made by a human until I looked closely and noticed some weird artifacts. And there was even a whole trend of real artists commenting on this post with their own rendition of the piece, but the initial artwork was made by AI. And if AI can spit out some cool looking anime characters right now, are studios gonna start using it for real in their projects? The Wit Studio and Toei Animation have already started using AI in some smaller, more experimental projects. This is a big deal. Toei still adapts anime like Dragon Ball, One Piece, Sailor Moon. Wit Studio was involved in some of the biggest projects in anime like Attack on Titan. 2 years ago, Netflix and Wit Studio made an anime where background images were generated using AI. And Toei also released a short film anime with AI generated images that were touched up by human animators. Right now, it seems like these studios are still in the experimenting phase, but as the technology gets better and better, that barrier between AI and anime right now will probably just fade away with time. Just like my wife. And the big question, I think, is, are people okay with AI in their anime? And honestly, I don't think the majority of anime fans would even care, but is that really a bad thing? Every YouTuber right now is kind of jumping on the AI bandwagon, saying that anything it touches is immediately tainted and horrible and soulless. And for a lot of products, I kind of agree, Like when the band Tears for Fears used AI art for their album cover, it just looked like shit. You should just be commissioning artists for this kind of stuff, not getting some shitty AI generated slop. But I do think that there's a middle ground where AI can actually be helpful to assist animators, but there's a few ground rules that need to be set if an AI is going to be good. First, the AI shouldn't be able to just use images from any random artist on Twitter or just the internet in general. Using art to train an AI means you are literally inputting every detail down to the pixel into a software. If you don't get permission or compensate the proper artist, that's just theft. You are just straight up stealing art to make your own product. So this AI would have to be trained on a select group of artists that have all agreed to have their work included or are paid for the art that they're submitting for this project. Second, the AI shouldn't be the primary driver for the animation, but an AI could probably replace the more labor-intensive parts of animation, like in-betweening, which is a process where you fill in the actions from different keyframes. A lot of animation studios don't use AI, but they use a computer program or method called tweening to basically just get the average of 2 frames and then fix up the details. Into the Spider-Verse has actually used AI for in-betweening. Seems like AI can be used to reduce workload for artists, and although using AI like this is definitely better than replacing all of the animators or straight up using generative AI off stolen content, it still allows companies to get away with hiring fewer people. And the fewer people that you hire for these projects, the less chance you will have of a young talent getting onto a project and building up their resume. How can you expect little Timmy from Tokyo, Japan to get started in the animation industry if all the in-betweening and background work suddenly replaced with AI? Not to mention that the anime industry already has a huge problem with a lack of mentorship. If you've been an intern at any company, you know that having a good mentor is a huge part in how you grow your technical skills, but because of all the current technological advances, not even including AI, the current anime industry is kind of favoring convenient technology over actually training animators in the fundamentals and technique. An anime director at KyoAni, Tatsuya Ishihara, used this analogy. Back in the day, train animation was traditionally drawn with 2D, but with CGI, people have embraced the easier alternative. Why would you draw a train when you can just model it up? That's what scares me the most, because in my head, AI is going to start replacing all the background artists in shows because, come on, that's a background. Anime fans don't give a shit about that. But to that I say, Studio Ghibli, okay? Every single background in a Miyazaki movie is filled with careful thought. Every crowd shot is filled with people that have pretty proportional looking faces. Every single character is full of life with their movements. This is what art feels and looks like when it's made by passionate humans with intention. and a lot of overtime. Or look at A Silent Voice from KyoAni, where the scene of everyone's face in the crowd being visible is such an important, beautiful moment for Shoya, and these background characters that have their face lit up become such an important part of the scene. You know, every single person has been painstakingly drawn, and if you just replace that with AI, I feel like the whole point of the scene would just be lost. Animators, storyboarders, production staff, background artists, directors, voice actors, sound designers. How many anime fans actually recognize the effort that all of these different people are contributing to a single season, episode, or even just a moment in an anime? The AI narrated YouTube video Chainsaw Devil gives his power to a boy and he becomes the most powerful devil hunter anime recap has over 8 million views.
Now, Denji was trying to sleep, but due to hunger, he could not even sleep.
8 million people chose to watch this instead of just watching the fucking show. AI-generated anime will only replace anime studios if mindless consumers are willing to eat it up. So yeah, anime's future is probably screwed. Except, well, there is one thing that I know AI can't do. Please write a letter to my wife, Deborah.
The rise of AI in animation threatens to reshape the anime industry fundamentally.
What the fuck?